Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel Rubal Solutions. Students, last time हमने छोड़ा था रेक्टेंगुलर मार्क्यू टूल पे. हम पढ़ रहे हैं चैप्टर 2 क्लास 8 इंट्रोडक्शन टू Adobe Photoshop CC of Touch Pad book. I hope you are learning and listening to me and gaining some knowledge. Let's get started. Today we will एक सेकेंड, अपन ने कहाँ छोड़ा था? ये कर लिया था रेक्टेंगुलर, लेसो टूल कर लिया था, पॉलीगॉनल कर लिया था, मैग्नेटिक पे थे हम. कहाँ थे? मैग्नेटिक भी कर लिया था, क्विक सिलेक्शन टूल पे थे. ठीक है, लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड विद क्विक सिलेक्शन टूल in Adobe Photoshop CC, and in part 1 we have covered before this. ठीक है, सेम चैप्टर है, चैप्टर 2 है क्लास 8 का. लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड. क्विक सिलेक्शन टूल क्या होता है? क्विक सिलेक्शन टूल मेक्स अ सिलेक्शन बेस्ड ऑन द कलर एंड कंट्रास्ट फ्रॉम सेव कलर in the image that you wish to select. It remembers all the consecutive strokes. This way you can make different selections in a single image also. Perform the following steps to use quick selection tool. Step 1. Open AB image of the object in Photoshop. Students, आपको इतनी इंग्लिश आनी चाहिए कि आप ये सिंपल इंग्लिश सुन पाएं और समझ पाएं. सबसे पहले आप ओपन कीजिए इमेज को. Select the quick selection tool from the tools panel. When the quick selection tool is selected, the mouse pointer looks like a circle with the plus sign in the center. Click on the object to select it. The area with same color and contrast is selected. By default, the quick selection tool is set to add to your selection. You can toggle from adding to selection to subtracting selection by pressing the Alt key. Magic Wand tool. Magic Wand tool selects area of similar color pixels around it with just one click. One of the most common uses of this tool is to remove the background of an image, leaving the main object in place. It works best when image has few colors only or the background and the object is clearly differentiated. Perform the following steps to use Magic Wand tool. Open an image in Photoshop. Select the Magic Wand tool from the Tools panel. Set the tolerance property in the Options button. In the case of higher value, wider area is selected. If you increase the tolerance to 50 or more, it will make the selection more universal and tend to select all the nearby shades with same tint or color. Make sure that the anti-aliases and contiguous objects are checked from the option bar. Step 4. Click on the area where you want to make selection. It is better to select the background of an image and then invert the selection, instead of wasting time with the lasso tool and drawing a more complex shape. You can choose inverse from the Select tab in the application bar. Tech hint: to invert the selection, Ctrl plus Shift plus I. Then comes the cropping tool. Photoshop CC provides 4 cropping tools to crop the image in various ways. First is Crop tool. Crop tool is used to trim an image and remove unwanted areas from the image. You can also make a new image from the original image without affecting the original image. Follow the below steps to crop an image. Open an image in Photoshop which you want to crop. Select the crop tool from the tools panel. Photoshop automatically places a crop box and handles around your image. Handles can be seen in each of the 4 corners as well as in the middle of sides. Just drag these handles to crop the image according to the requirement and press enter when it is done. Step 4. Don't forget to uncheck the delete crop pixels checkbox in the options bar to be able to change the crop selection later on. Then comes the perspective crop tool. Sometimes we need to work on an image which has some distortion or deformity. It happens when an object is photographed from a single different angle instead of the straight view. This can make a square look like trapezoid. With the help of perspective crop tool, you can sketch or shrink the image. This tool will also help you to elongate the subject as though you had taken the photo from different perspective. Perform the following steps to use perspective crop tool. Step 1. Open an image in Photoshop. Step 2. Select the perspective crop tool from the tools panel. Step 3. First, draw the cropping border around the image. You will notice the crop handles and a grid appears all over the cropped area. Step 4. Now start dragging the handle in the top left corner towards the right until the vertical grid line matches the left side of the image. Also drag the handles in the top right corner towards the left until the vertical grid line matches the right side of the image. Step 5. Press the Enter key from the keyboard. This removes the distortion from the image and crops the image to selected portion only. Next is the slice tool or the slice select tool. फर्स्ट कौन सा था? क्रॉप टूल. सेकंड कौन सा था? पर्सपेक्टिव क्रॉप टूल. और थर्ड कौन सा है? स्लाइस टूल एंड स्लाइस सेलेक्ट टूल. Slice tool divides an image or layout into smaller sections called slices, which can be exported and developed separately. This is mainly used for web publications. These small slices can be saved as separate file and can be modified using the Save for Web command. The slices created manually are called user slices. As we create user slices, Photoshop automatically divides the rest of the area. Slice tool automatically becomes Slice Select tool whenever we hover over a user slice. This allows us to edit it without having to manually select the Slice tool each time. To slice an image, perform the following steps. Step 1. Open an image in Photoshop. Step 2. Select the Slice tool from the Tools panel. Step 3. Click and drag across an image manually. The user slices are created. Step 4. Use the Shift plus key to add slices to the selection. Now you can move, resize or align the slice with other slices. You can also put a name, message and URL for the slice by double-clicking on a slice. Painting tool. A painting tool are used to change the area of canvas or image by adding paint strokes or filling the areas with color. Photoshop provides different types of painting tool. Let's learn about them. First is brush tool. Brush tool is a traditional painting tool which is used to apply colors with the stroke on the image. You can see several brush preset sample available in the brush preset picker in the options bar. While selecting the brush tip presets, it also allows you to modify the size and hardness of the brush. You can also adjust the flow of the color on the screen with the help of different modes available in the options bar. Opacity slider in the options bar controls the thickness of color in the image. Flow determines how quickly the brush tool applies the color. You can also select foreground color, that is the color in the upper box, and background color, the color in the lower box. Here the foreground color blue and background color is white. Follow the below steps to use the brush tool. Step 1. Open a new or existing Photoshop document. Step 2. Click on the brush tool in the tools panel. Step 3. Choose a brush from the brush preset panel. Step 4. Select options for the mode, opacity, size, hardness from the options bar. Step 5. Select the foreground color. Step 6. Click and drag in the image to paint. To draw a straight line, hold down Shift key while dragging. Soft edge देखो ऐसे होती है और hard edge होती है ऐसे. This chapter is Introduction to Adobe Photoshop. Next tool is Pencil tool. Pencil tool creates free-form lines like a normal pencil and uses the foreground color. It is like a virtual pencil that you can use to create designs or lines with the options to change the color, opacity, intensity, and pencil diameter. It also works with various modes to enhance the outlook of your project and create unique design artworks that look like hand-drawn images. Follow the below steps to use the pencil tool. Step 1. Open a new or existing Photoshop document. Step 2. Click on the pencil tool in the Tools panel. Step 3. Go to the Brush Preset panel to modify the size and shape of pencil tool. Step 4. Click and drag on the canvas or the image to draw. You can also try different modes available options bar. Then is Color Replacement tool. Color Replacement tool replaces the original color of an image with the foreground color. By specifying different sampling methods, limits and tolerance settings in the option bar, you can control the range of colors that Photoshop replaces. The mouse pointer will change into a circle with a small plus sign in the center called crosshair. Follow the below steps to use the Color Replacement tool. Step 1. Open an image in which you want to change the color of the object. For example, the red apple. Click on the Color Replacement tool. देखो आपको color change करना है तो Color Replacement tool is very beneficial. Click on the Color Replacement tool in the Tools panel and select green as the foreground color. Select the desired brush tip, size, hardness, modes, limits, etc. from the options bar. Step 4. Move the crosshair over the object in the image and click. As soon as you click the Photoshop sample, the object color red under the crosshair. Now it knows which color to replace. The color under crosshair changes into green. Step 5. Just click and drag the mouse button over the remaining areas to change the rest of the color. Do not move the crosshair away from the object, otherwise it will sample the color of the areas outside your object and will start changing it to foreground color as well. If you do so by mistake, you can just undo it. Next comes the sampling continuous. Replaces all the colors with the foreground color. Sampling once changes color which you first click. Sampling background swatch replaces the color of the object into the background color. You can select your desired blend mode from color, hue, saturations and luminosity. Continuous limit replaces the color of neighboring pixels containing the sampled color. Discontinuous limit replaces the color of pixels containing the sampled color. Tolerance refers to the range of color. Anti-aliasing softens and smoothens the edge of the sampled area slightly. Next you comes a mixture brush tool. Mixture brush tools let you paint in the Photoshop as if you are painting on the real canvas. It lets you pick on the color from the canvas. That is why it is also known as realistic painting technique, which mixes color on the canvas, combines colors on the brush and wetness across a stroke. It gives sober bristle effects and texture that resembles those in the painting that you might create on the canvas. Follow the below steps to use a mixture brush tool. Step 1. Open a new document and select Mixture Brush tool from the Tools panel. Step 2. Select the desired brush from the Brush Preset picture in the option bar. Step 3. To sample a color, either you can click on the brush tool or the options bar and select the desired color. Step 4. Set various options in the options bar according to your preferences. Specify the percentage of wet, load, mix and flow effects, the outcome on the canvas. Step 5. Click and drag the mouse on the image to paint. You can see the bar in every topic below the every topic. Current brush load swatch has the 3 options. First is load brush fills your brush, clean brush removes color from the brush, and load solid colors only enables you to pick one color. Load brush after each stroke, clean brush after each stroke automatically loads your brush with selected color and cleans your brush after each stroke. Blending modes. Choose presets from dry, moist, wet, very wet, etc. History brush tool. History brush tool helps you to restore multiple states with color, detail, smoothness as you move through a Photoshop session while working on the individual image. It gives us the option of multiple undos. It allows you to paint back your image to an earlier state. It saves you from the tedious work like duplicating a portion of image to another layer, retouching a layer and merging to underlying layer again. History states can be saved as snapshots with the help of small camera at the bottom of the history panel. In the options bar, you can experiment with the brush size and type mode. Perform the following steps to use the history brush tool. Open an image in Photoshop. Open the history panel by selecting window history options from the application bar. Select the history brush tool from the tools panel. Make the desired changes in the image. In this case, the image has been changed to distort mode by image adjustment distort option from the application bar. The history panel saves the steps of this image as layers. We have also highlighted the areas by using the history brush. You can see the below images that are captured by history panel save. I hope these topics are clear and these different tools are available in Adobe Photoshop CC. We will do the practical soon. This is the theoretical video regarding this chapter. The practical video will be interesting and will be shown in the near future. Tech fact. A snapshot is a temporary copy of image of any state. Desaturate replaces the colors to grayscale from the image more like black and white mode. The next tool is gradient tool. Gradient tool creates an inclined blend of 2 or more colors which adds a creative value to your work. Gradient tool can be used to draw linear, radial, angular, reflected or diamond gradients. The paint bucket tool applies the same color to entire selection. The gradient tool applies multiple colors that transition from one to the next. Follow the below steps to use the gradient tool. Create a new document in the Photoshop CC. Select the gradient tool from the tools panel. Select one preset gradient from the gradient picker on the options bar. Drag the gradient tool from the top to the bottom. The selected gradient effect is applied in the document. Then comes the paint bucket tool. Paint bucket tool in the Photoshop fills adjustment pixels that are similar in the color in image. It fills with either the selected foreground color or with the pattern. If the image has flat colors, then there will be no issues while filling colors. Okay. Next is the 3D material drop tool. The 3D material drop tool lets you sample a material pattern, colors from one area object and then drop into another area of your 3D panel. The steps you can read. I am not reading it because the video is becoming so long. So you can stop here, pause the video and read the steps. How can you do it? You can pause the video anytime and you can note the steps in your notebook, or if you are doing the practical way, then you can take the help. Then comes the inserting text. Type tools allows you to add letters from the keyboard to the document. You can use text on the variety of projects, such as adding it to your images to create a poster, a card or invitation, and much more. You can also customize, modify the text to suit your needs. The type tools have their own layers. Normal layer and the text layer have different properties. You cannot put text directly into the image layer, as other images can be opened in the same layer. Photoshop provides 4 types of tools, while a horizontal type tool, vertical type tool, vertical type mask tool, and horizontal type mask tool. Let's learn about these. Horizontal type tools. Follow the below steps to use the horizontal type tools. Open a new document in the Photoshop and click on the horizontal types tool from the tools panel. Set the properties in options bar, such as font, size, color, style, etc. Click on the document and you can read the steps, and you can pause the video and read the steps. We will do all these tools in the practical way, then we will learn more. Theory part is zaruri for the exams part. So theory is also important. So I am giving you this full chapter in the form of video. I hope students who are learning, who want to study, who want to gain some knowledge, find this video beneficial. And please do comment if you want to ask something. Then comes the using horizontal type mask. Please pause the video and take the steps, please. Then comes the transform tool. Most of the time when you import or open an image in the Photoshop, it exceeds the current canvas size. Follow the below steps to do this. Open an image in Photoshop. Select the edit freeform options from the application bar. Now you can increase or decrease and rotate an image as per the requirement. In this case, there is a bounding box with the square handles. You can drag them inside or outside to see the changes they are making to the object size. देखा आप ट्रांसफॉर्म टूल से आप क्या कर सकते हो, देख रहे हो आप यहाँ पर साइड पर देखो ये एरो सा बना हुआ है और ये बना हुआ है, तो इसके थ्रू आप इमेज को ट्रांसफॉर्म कर सकते हो. सेविंग अ फाइल इन द फोटोशॉप. जब आपका सारा काम हो जाए तो सेव करना बहुत ज़रूरी होता है. स्टूडेंट्स, कभी भी आप कोई काम कर रहे हो तो उसको सेव करना ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि बाई चांस अगर लाइट चले जाए या कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो जाए, कोई टेक्निकल इशू हो जाए, तो आपकी सारी मेहनत वेस्ट हो जाएगी. ठीक है बेटा, तो हमेशा सेव ज़रूर 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 करना है. ओके, अभी हम आगे चलते हैं. Follow the below steps to a Photoshop document. Click on the file, save options, and you can save the video. Tech fact. While saving your work, by default, the file is saved in the Photoshop format with .psd file extension if you want to save a file. While saving your work, by default, the file is saved in the Photoshop format with .psd file extension. If you want to save a file in other images formats such as .jpg, png, you need to select Save as type. Now closing an existing Photoshop. जब सारा काम हो गया तो Photoshop को हम close करेंगे. Like other applications, Photoshop CC also has the options to close a file after you finish working on it. Follow the following steps, then click on the file, close and exit. Photoshop was initially available only for Macintosh user. In 1993, it was ported to Microsoft Windows. Let's back up. कि हमने क्या क्या पढ़ा है. The first name given by the Thomas to Photoshop program was Image Pro. In 2019 November, Adobe released a full version of Photoshop for the iPad. Adobe Photoshop CC is a graphic designing software which creates a virtual studio for the artists and designers. Color panel displays the color value for the current foreground and background colors. Move tool allows you to move a selection, a layer, a text box and objects by dragging them with your mouse or using your keyboard arrows keys. Rectangular marquee tools helps you to make a rectangular selection. Magic wand tool select area of similar color pixels around it with just one click. Crop tool is used to trim an image and remove unwanted areas from the image. A painting tool is used to change the area of canvas or image by adding paint strokes or filling the areas with the color. Type tools allows you to add letters from the keyboard to the document. This comes the end of the chapter Introduction to Adobe Photoshop, Chapter 2, Class 8, Part 2. Part 1 and Part 2 comprises of Chapter 2. It was a big chapter, so we divided it into 2 parts. Thank you so much for all the support you are giving to Rubal Solutions and from learning from Rubal Solutions. And last but not the least, please do like, comment, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is Rubal Solutions. Love, love. Have a nice day.